There's growing concern that a small frog in Arizona is being harmed by cattle grazing. Cronkite News reporter Rylee explains why the Chiricahua Leopard frog is considered threatened by the federal government, and the efforts are underway to improve their population.
The Chiricahua Leopard frog is found in the Sky Islands of southeastern Arizona, and this tiny frog packs a big sound. But this frog has been considered threatened by the federal government since 2002. A fungus is a major problem for the frogs, but so are predators.
Bullfrogs and crayfish are bad because they can prey on Chiricahua leopard frogs, not only the frogs, but also tadpoles and potentially egg masses.
In December, the Center for Biological Diversity, based in Tucson, issued a report that critical frog habitat is being found trampled and destroyed by grazing cattle.
So this is habitat that's been deemed vital to recover the species. And the problem is that cows are decimating this critical habitat and hindering the recovery of this frog.
But not everyone agrees. Arizona Game and Fish claims that cattle ranchers are necessary to the frog's survival.
Chiricahua leopard frogs use habitat provided by cattle tanks or stock tanks. And, to some extent that happened naturally with frogs just dispersing into those cattle tanks because it was, maybe the only source of permanent water around.
Arizona Game and Fish has a statewide program that works with private landowners who agree to provide habitat for the Chiricahua leopard frogs.
And in exchange, they get a guarantee that they're not going to have additional restrictions on their land use by having a threatened species on their property.
And that's not the only program. For 26 years, Arizona Game and Fish has partnered with the Phoenix Zoo and other federal agencies to breed these frogs.
You won't see them outside.
Here at the Phoenix Zoo, they are making sure to do everything they can to help save the dwindling frog population.
We take in Chiricahua leopard frogs at a stage when they're most vulnerable in the wild, and we rear them here at the zoo, get them past that really vulnerable stage.
Arizona Game and Fish provide egg masses to the Phoenix Zoo, where they are raised.
And then release them back out to the wild with our partners so that hopefully they have a much better chance of surviving to adulthood.
Look at it.
But despite the breeding program, Chris Bugby fears the frogs won't survive in the wild when they are released.
And I think the first step, and this would also help greatly to improve the captive recovery program, is to exclude the cattle, let the habitat regenerate, and that's going to give these frogs a better shot at survival.
Although everyone may not see eye to eye, they all share the same goal: to save the Chiricahua leopard frog.
That they can sustain themselves in the wild without our help would be amazing.
Rylee Walter, Cronkite News.
Arizona Game and Fish says the Chiricahua leopard frog populations in Arizona have gone from less than 40 locations to over 150 places in the past 15 years. The agency does monitor newly released frogs to make sure they're adapting to their new habitat.